All right, so get this. We're going deep into AI in construction today.
Okay, I'm intrigued, I have to admit.
You sent over this really interesting mix of stuff, reports from like Randstad and OpenSpace, and then some analysis pieces from McKinsey.
Oh, yeah, and even some opinions from Demolition News, they always have a take.
Exactly, and the thing that really pops out right away is how construction has been so slow to use digital tools. It's crazy.
Yeah, Forbes actually said that its productivity has barely moved in like 20 years, especially compared to other areas like manufacturing.
And the thing is, AI is just exploding in other industries right now.
Absolutely, like the UK is seeing a huge increase in its use in all sorts of fields.
Which brings us to this weird paradox.
Yeah, what is it about construction? There's this massive potential for AI, but then the reality on construction sites just doesn't match up.
And that gap is actually causing some serious worry for construction workers. Like Randstad found that 43% want more AI training.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is, but very few are actually getting it, which is a problem.
Yeah, it makes you think, successful AI, it's not just about the tech itself, it's about bringing the workers along too and giving them the right skills.
Yeah, it's like giving someone this super powerful tool, but no instructions.
Exactly. Could be amazing, could be a total disaster.
And McKinsey really stresses that the whole industry needs a major digital upgrade before AI can really take off.
So we need to lay the groundwork first, right? Before we have these robot construction crews running around.
Totally. And that includes making sure everyone has the right skills and addressing those concerns that people have.
Speaking of concerns, that Demolition News article had an interesting take.
Oh, yeah. What was that again?
Well, they said maybe we're too focused on AI replacing workers, when actually it could make their jobs way better.
That's a good point.
Like, think about all the regulations and paperwork in construction. What if AI could streamline all that?
Oh, man, that would be amazing.
Oh, well.
Everyone would be so much happier.
And think about training. AI could make these personalized modules that people can access anytime.
Okay, so we've got all this buzz around AI in construction, but also some worries. So let's actually zoom in on some real-world applications.
Sure, a perfect example is OpenSpace. They're using AI cameras and sensors to keep track of construction sites in real time.
So it's like having this digital supervisor who's always watching and can spot safety hazards or errors before they get out of hand.
Right, and that means human workers can focus on things that require creativity, problem solving, all the things AI can't do.
Then there's the mind-blowing stuff like 3D printing. Career makers talked about this company, ApisCore. They printed a whole house in just 20 hours.
Yeah, they basically use this giant robot 3D printer to build the walls and structure of the house by layering concrete.
It sounds like science fiction, but it's real. And Coherent Market Insights mentioned that AI can also help with sustainability, like using less energy and creating less waste.
Imagine AI looking at a building's design and figuring out how to use fewer materials or even suggesting eco-friendly options.
So from safety and efficiency to sustainability, it seems like AI can impact every part of construction.
And it's important to remember that this doesn't automatically mean human workers are out of a job. It's more about adding to their skills, not replacing them.
So instead of being scared of robots taking over, maybe we should think about how AI can help us build smarter, safer, and more sustainable buildings.
Exactly. AI is this powerful tool that can make our work better, not eliminate it.
Construction Briefing even mentioned a McKinsey study that said AI could actually lead to more demand for construction workers, particularly in skilled roles.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. They said that certain jobs might change, but overall it looks pretty good for workers who are willing to adapt to new technologies.
And that's where upskilling and training become even more important, right? We need to help construction workers prepare for this new world and feel good about their place in it.
Absolutely. That's the key to making this transition successful for everyone.
So it looks like the future of construction is going to be pretty interesting.
It definitely is, and we've only just scratched the surface of what AI can do in this industry. It's pretty wild to think about how AI can make construction so much more efficient. But, even these super smart algorithms have their limits.
So what can't they do? Where does human expertise still beat out AI?
Well, they haven't really figured out things like common sense, creativity, that kind of stuff. And those are actually really important in construction.
Yeah, so even if AI can design a building, it still takes a human architect to make sure it works, looks good, and, actually meets the needs of the people who will be using it.
Exactly. And think about all those unexpected things that happen on a construction site, like sudden rain, a late delivery, or even a design flaw that no one caught earlier.
That's when you need people who can think on their feet, adapt, and solve problems quickly, and AI just isn't there yet.
And you can't forget about how important communication and collaboration are in construction. All those architects, engineers, contractors, they all need to work together.
It's like a big, complicated dance. And while AI might help streamline some of the communication, it can't replace those human relationships and the trust that they build.
At the end of the day, construction is a human thing, building stuff for people, and those people skills will always be essential.
So it sounds like the key takeaway here is that AI is an amazing tool, but it's only as good as the people using it.
Totally. And that leads to a really important question for you. As someone interested in the future of construction, how can you get ready for this AI-powered world?
Well, if I was just starting out in construction today, I'd focus on developing those skills that make us human, like critical thinking, problem solving, communication, and being able to adapt to new situations.
Those are the skills that will always be in demand, no matter how advanced AI gets.
And you know what? Don't be afraid of technology either. Embracing AI and understanding what it can do can actually open up new opportunities and make you even better at your job.
Remember, we're just at the beginning of all this. The future of construction is being shaped right now, and you can be a part of it.
And speaking of the future, let's look at some of the predictions. Like the IMF said that while AI will affect a lot of jobs globally, the construction industry, particularly for skilled roles, might actually benefit more than it loses.
Right, that's a good point. Even though people are worried about losing their jobs, AI can also create new jobs and even lead to higher salaries for skilled workers.
Yeah, McKinsey even predicted that there will be a big increase in the demand for construction managers and civil engineers, even with AI becoming more common.
And those roles will change too. Construction managers might end up overseeing teams of robots along with human workers, and civil engineers might use AI to design these super complex and sustainable structures.
It's almost like a partnership where AI handles the repetitive, data-heavy tasks, and then humans can focus on strategic thinking and creative problem solving.
And just like how the internet created jobs that didn't exist before, AI will probably lead to brand new careers in construction that we can't even imagine right now.
That's pretty exciting to think about. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what are some of the key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, first off, don't be scared of AI. Embrace its potential to completely change the construction industry.
It's not about robots versus humans. It's about finding that balance, using AI to build safer, more efficient, and more sustainable things while still recognizing the importance of the human touch.
And remember, the future isn't set in stone. It's something we're actively creating. So by honing your skills and always learning new things, you can actually help guide this incredible transformation.
I really like that it's a message of empowerment and opportunity. The construction industry is about to undergo this massive shift, and we all have a role to play in making sure it's a positive one.
Yeah.
So we've talked about this whole idea of embracing AI, but it's not just about sitting back and watching it happen.
Right. It's about actually getting involved and shaping the future of construction, advocating for the changes we want to see.
And that's where this call to action comes in. Randstad really emphasized how important employers are in getting the workforce ready for this AI-powered world.
Yeah, they're basically saying companies need to make training and upskilling a top priority and make sure that workers feel good about AI, not threatened by it.
It's about creating this culture of constant learning, where people have access to the resources and support they need to keep up and succeed.
It's not just technical skills either. It's also about those important soft skills like communication, working together, problem solving. Those become even more valuable when you've got AI in the mix.
Because when it comes down to it, construction is all about people, building stuff for people, improving lives.
Right, and that human side of things, that desire to create and connect, you just can't replicate that with algorithms no matter how smart they get.
That Demolition News article had a really good line. They said, simplifying the way work is regulated, scheduled, monitored, and managed. That's something AI could improve today.
Totally. It reminds us that AI isn't just some far-off thing. It can make a real difference right now in the lives of construction workers.
So we've explored all these amazing possibilities of AI in construction, but as we wrap up, I think it's worth mentioning that there are also some potential challenges to think about.
Oh, for sure. One big one is making sure that AI is implemented in a responsible and ethical way.
Like, we need to watch out for biases in algorithms. We don't want AI systems to just keep reinforcing existing inequalities in the industry.
Transparency and accountability are really important too. We need to know how these algorithms work and make sure they're being used fairly.
We also need to have open and honest discussions about how AI might affect employment.
Even though a lot of experts are predicting a growth in construction jobs overall, we still need to support those workers who might be displaced by automation and give them opportunities to retrain and learn new skills.
At the end of the day, successfully integrating AI into construction requires everyone to work together. Industry leaders, policymakers, educators, and of course the workers themselves.
So this deep dive has given you a sneak peek into the world of AI in construction. And as you can see, it's an exciting and rapidly changing world.
We've covered a lot today, but like you said, this is just the beginning.
Exactly. As you keep learning about this, think about what really stood out to you. What aspects of AI implementation are you most interested in?
What skills do you think will be most important in this future where AI is everywhere?
And how can you, as someone who's passionate about construction, help shape this transformation in a positive way?
It's important to remember that the future of construction is being written right now, and you have the power to be a part of that.
So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into this fascinating world of AI in construction. Until next time.